Karnataka Minister and Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge's son Priyank Kharge sparked a huge controversy with his remarks against Veer Savarkar in the Belagavi assembly. The minister has claimed that if he were in charge, he would have removed the portrait of Veer Savarkar from the Suvarna Soudha. Priyank Kharge said that if anybody's ideology incited hatred and created division in society, his portrait shouldn't be in the assembly. Priyank has also lashed out at the BJP, asking the party to explain as to who gave the title of Veer to Savarkar.
ವೀರ್ ಅಂತ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟೈಟಲ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರು, ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಆ ಬಿರುದು ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ, ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ನನಗೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ತೆಗಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ವೀರೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಮೊದಲು, ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ದಟ್ ಸಾವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದಟ್? If BJP has a problem, it's their problem, not mine.
So it's that
it is my opinion that anybody whose ideology incites hatred, creates division, should not be there. As simple as that. Why is BJP making it so complicated? It's my opinion that Savarkar's portrait should not be there.
Now, Priyank Kharge's remarks clearly didn't go down well with several BJP leaders who soon targeted him over his statements against Savarkar. Responding to Kharge's statement, BJP MLA Bharat Shetty called Priyank ill-informed. BJP leaders have warned that if Kharge tries to remove Savarkar's portrait, protests will not only break out inside the assembly, but also outside.
See, he doesn't agree, that's his personal opinion. But as a public representative, I think he should do some proper research. He must be reading some wrong books. And I don't know who feeds him all these things. He should go, and I don't want to talk about Veer Savarkar again. The whole of the country knows what Veer Savarkar is. Priyank Kharge is kind of little, I won't say he's rude, he's ill-informed.
Congress leaders, however, in Karnataka are backing Priyank Kharge's remarks, claiming that Savarkar's contribution to the freedom struggle was zero and that his photograph should be removed from the assembly without any doubt.
Why should it should be a personal opinion of Mr. Priyank Kharge. Savarkar's contribution to the freedom struggle is zero, and his photograph should be removed. And there is no second opinion on that. Bharatiya Janata Party was in power. They want to edit the history, and the world knows what is the contribution of Mr. Savarkar. What Priyank Kharge has said, nothing wrong in it.
The fight over Savarkar has also spilled over to neighbouring Maharashtra, with I.N.D.I.A alliance members feigning ignorance over Priyank Kharge's remarks. However, Maharashtra BJP leaders have said that Congress party leaders' remarks were an insult to the icon.
देखो, मुझे वो बात मैंने सुना नहीं, और क्या उसके पीछे का इंटेंशन है मुझे पता नहीं, तो उसके बारे में प्रतिक्रिया देना गलत है.
इन कर्नाटक के विषय में महाराष्ट्र में बात करने की क्या आवश्यकता है? मुझे मालूम नहीं है घटना हुई कैसी है, कौन एमएलए है, मुझे कोई पता ही नहीं है, तो क्या बात करना है इसके?
दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण बात है. ये क्रांतिकारियों का, स्वतंत्र सेनानियों का अपमान है. ये महाराष्ट्र का अपमान है. स्वातंत्र्यवीर सावरकर जी ने किया हुआ कार्य और बलिदान, योगदान, इसको कोई नकार नहीं सकता. ऐसे कांग्रेस को जनता ही दंडित करेगी.
Let's also remind you how Rahul Gandhi's dig at Savarkar earlier had left his ally Uddhav fuming after Rahul's "I am a Gandhi, not a Savarkar" remark, and that Gandhi's never apologized is what he had said. The Thackeray Seon had warned Rahul that any insult to Savarkar will not be tolerated. Listen in.
फक्त राहुल गांधींना मला एक सांगायचे, तुम्ही कन्याकुमारी पासून काश्मीर पर्यंत गेलात. संजय राऊत तिकडे गेले होते, सोबत दिली होती, आम्ही सुद्धा तुमच्या सोबत राहिलो. पण आज जाहीर राहुल गांधींना मी सांगतोय की ही लढाई जी आहे ती लोकशाहीची लढाई आहे. कृपा करून नव्हे तर राहुल गांधींना मी जाहीरपणाने सांगतोय की सावरकर आमचं दैवत आहे, त्यांचा अपमान आम्हाला पटणारा नाही, अजिबात पटणार नाही. लढायचं असेल तर दैवतांचा अपमान आम्ही सहन नाही करणार, अजिबात करणार नाही.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, Sanju Verma, Shubhrashar, Tehseen Purawala, Kishore Tiwari continue to be with us, but joining us on the panel is Advocate Umar Junaidi, political analyst. And let me start with you, Umar. The point that many would ask, the question that many would ask is that why should Priyank Kharge have made that comment when we know what happened when Rahul Gandhi, during the course of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, made those comments on Savarkar, and we saw the response of Uddhav Thackeray. why would the Congress party want to again rake up an issue which could potentially create fissures within the India alliance? Can you explain that to us?
The first thing, the inclusion of Pandit Nehru's portrait in the assembly was the topic of the discussion, wherein the questions were raised on the portrait of Savarkar. And what Mr. Priyank Kharge, the minister, has said is correct. It doesn't make any ill point and say that the Savarkar had the contributions for India. Savarkar was the advocate for the two-nation theory. And while we search the contributions of Savarkar on the internet, as a few of the MLAs said that he might be ill knowledge something, he might have read some wrong books and all. While we are searching on the Google, it is the Wikipedia which shows that the term Veer has been given to himself by himself. So this is what the reality of Savarkar is. So he is the person who has written mercy petitions to the Britishers. He is the person who said that I will be with you in the movement. This is what Savarkar is. And now the people of the
May I read out a letter to you, sir? Mr. Junaidi, may I read out a letter? This is dated the 20th of May 1980. It says that I've received a letter on the 8th of May. Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government has its own important place in the annals of our freedom movement. I wish success to the plans to celebrate the birth centenary of this remarkable son of India. You know who signed this letter? It's signed by Indira Gandhi. Was Indira Gandhi not a senior leader of the Congress party? And if he was such a traitor or somebody against the freedom movement, why was Indira Gandhi saying that he's a proud son of the soil?
At that time, the scenario, what Indira Gandhi might have thought, what was the situation at that time, what made her to make that comments or write that letter, we don't have that whole scenario into our minds. But the thing is, now the reality is, there is no contribution of Savarkar to the nation. He was the person who advocated for two nations theory. Savarkar was similar to Jinnah, and how the Jinnah was thrown from the India. The same thing could have done to the Savarkar, and this controversies could have not been rigged up.
Okay. Sanju Verma wants to respond to you. Yes, Sanju Verma.
Thank you. Madhav, now I don't want to be heckled because I heard this man. He has absolutely zero idea of India's freedom movement. First and foremost, Syed Ahmad Khan at a rally in Meerut in 1888 propounded for the first time the two-nation theory. Listen carefully. Veer Savarkar was born on the 28th of May 1883, which means when Sir Syed Ahmad Khan in 1888 spoke about the two-nation theory, Savarkar was just 5 years old. Point number one. इसलिए कहते हैं व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी से बीजेपी नहीं पढ़कर आई, व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी से आप लोग पढ़कर आते हो.
Once again, Mr. Junaidi, you've had your say. We have a limited time debate. I cannot have this tutu meme. Mr. Junaidi, have the patience to listen to others. Sir, you have asked questions. Have the patience to listen to others. There are other panelists who are yet to speak. Please listen to her.
Thank you.
Let's go one by one. Let's not make personal comments also. Very quickly, please, because we have limited time. Quickly, please.
Yes. So very quickly, because the others panelists took all the time. Veer Savarkar was 5 years old when Syed Ahmad Khan propounded the two-nation theory. Point number one. Point number two, in 1970, when Indira Gandhi issued a stamp in Veer Savarkar's honor, she also said Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government has an important place in the annals of modern freedom movement of India. Point number three, in 1980, Veer Savarkar का जो स्मारक है मुंबई में, Indira Gandhi personally contributed 11,000 rupees in the honor of Veer Savarkar's memory. Point number four, Veer Savarkar is the man who founded Abhinav Bharat, which is supposedly, and this has been endorsed by historians across the board, the first organized movement against British rule. Point number five, way before the non-cooperation movement and the Swadeshi boycott of foreign goods started, Veer Savarkar organized his own style of Swadeshi boycott way back in 1905 in Pune. 15 years ahead of the non-cooperation movement, well before Mahatma Gandhi had made Swadeshi boycott of foreign goods fashionable. Point number six, Veer Savarkar was incarcerated for strategizing the killing of the then Nasik DM A.M.T. Jackson in 1909-1910. And he was incarcerated for 10 long years.
Okay.
सजा। पॉइंट नंबर 7, यहाँ सुन लो भाई साहब ध्यान से। वीर सावरकर gave legitimacy to the Sepoy mutiny by calling it India's first war of independence, the Sepoy mutiny of 1857. And point number 8, even after being let out of Kala Pani, he was imprisoned in the jail in Ratnagiri. He continued to work as a social reformer, completely working against untouchability in those days. So seeking their mercy. Go back to your madrasa university and then come back and give me
Okay. Yes. Mr. Junaidi, very quickly, and then I'll go across to Kishore Tiwari because his hand is also up. Very quickly. Umar Junaidi.
Yeah, the whole scenario, point 1, 2, 6, 7, 8 and all, does it show the contribution of Savarkar to the nation, the development of the nation? No, he was the person who advocated for the two-nation theory. He was always divisive. He wanted the nation on the basis of the religion, which was ignored by several Indians at that time, and still we ignore the theory of Savarkar, and we still ignore the theory of...
Well, there's a difference between propounding a theory and being the author of the theory. But let me bring in Kishore Tiwari on that. Kishore Tiwari, what would you like to say to Mr. Junaidi, who represents the Congress party? He's a member of the Congress party, but at the end of the day, the comments that have come out from Mr. Kharge, and if these comments continue to come from the assembly as they are, the assembly session on in Belgaum, as we all know, Belagavi as it's now called, what do you think will be the response of the UBT faction of the Shiv Sena now? Kishore Tiwari. Kishore Tiwari, can you hear me? I think we've lost that line there, but let me bring in quickly Tehseen Poonawala as well. Tehseen Poonawala, do you think that Mr. Kharge has spoken out of turn and not applied his mind fully before making this comment?
I have a lot of things to say, but before that, let me just factually correct my friend from the BJP, Sanjuji. And Veer Savarkar ji was born on 28th May 1883. How did the first war of independence in 1857 have anything to do with that? But that may be as it means, just a factual correction. May I just make 2 points? Because even respected Home Minister Amit Shah ji said, please ma'am, why are you doing this?
Veer Savarkar gave legitimacy to the Sepoy mutiny by calling it the first war of Indian independence. Tehseen, you don't listen carefully and then you take jibes at others.
Okay. Let him complete and then you can come in. Yes.
Okay.
One by one. Yeah.
Veer Savarkar ji was born in 1883. The first war of independence happened in 1857. How did Veer Savarkar ji... See, please, because after the first war of mutiny, we know what the British did. They formed the cantonments. They created the Hindu-Muslim divide because the Hindu-Muslims came together under one banner on the pork cartilage and the beef cartilage. We know that. So this has nothing to do with that. But come that as may be, I have an advice to the Congress party and the opposition with folded hands. Our issues are governance, and we have to, for the sake of this country, throw out the BJP. Can we stop diverting to issues? And
Okay. One second. Just allow me to interrupt you. Mr. Tiwari has come back with us. Mr. Tiwari, and his statement is very important because he's a spokesperson of Shiv Sena UBT. Mr. Tiwari, what would you like to say to Umar Junaidi and Mr. Priyank Kharge at the moment?
No. We have taken it very seriously. And as a national spokesperson of the Uddhav Shiv Sena, I am going to inform you that if such insults are going on, we will not be part of the India alliance further. Savarkar is like a god to us, and is a repetitive insult is not, we will not tolerate it. And why this? We have come together on a minimum common program, and if the Savarkar is the main issue for the Congress, then they have to go on their own way. Who was the Savarkar? If the certification has to be done by these Kharge or Advocate Umir, then that's the unfortunate part. Everybody believes his sacrifice, his great work for the Indian movement, and as a social reformer, we have to respect the man who died at 80 means he died in 1968. So why this discussion? If the nonsense discussions are continue, we will not be the part of the India alliance.
Okay, he's calling this nonsense, Mr. Umar Junaidi, and he's saying that this is something that the Shiv Sena is going to take seriously. So leave alone the ideological battle with the BJP. Your own partner in the India alliance, the Shiv Sena UBT, is taking very strong objection to what Mr. Kharge is saying. Umar.
Mr. Priyank Kharge has clearly, specifically said that these are the opinions of himself, and whatever points I am keeping in front of the media, in front of the television, it's of my own. It is not about the Congress party's decision to remove that portrait or not. It is very clear. It is very clear. Priyank Kharge is against the ideology of Hindutva. Priyank Kharge has given his own opinion that his portrait should be removed.
Okay, it's his personal opinion. Subrashta, very quickly, we almost out of time. Subrashta, your response to Umar Junaidi when he says these are personal comments of Mr. Priyank Kharge. They are not the official comments of the Congress party.
No, Madhav, I don't think these are personal comments. This is a part of a concerted strategy. And whatever Mr. Umar said on the show today shows his absolute lack of historical knowledge and context. I recommend a book to him by a dear friend and a very good historian, Vikram Sampath. He has written an extensive book on Savarkar. I recommend this book not because Mr. Umar, I haven't yet spoken.
Books.
And
Let
I
her
didn't
speak,
speak
sir. She
when
just
you were
started speaking. One second, let her make a point.
I mentioned this book because this book has extensive footnotes, extensive excerpts from Savarkar's life and people who have commented on Savarkar's life. Now, I don't want to give a history lesson right now as to what Veer Savarkar's contribution was to the Indian national movement. I would just say that if Mr. Umar has such problems with Veer Savarkar because of his
Losing your line there, Subrashta. I certainly would like to have had a much longer debate on this, but completely out of time. Sanju Verma, Subrashta, Tehseen Poonawala, Advocate Umar Junaidi, Kishore Tiwari. Perhaps you haven't heard the last word yet. Remains to be seen what happens in the Belagavi session of the Karnataka Assembly and whether this is something that the Congress is going to take forward or whether Mr. Priyank Kharge will withdraw the comments that he has made. We'll have to see what the political fallout of this entire controversy is. Thanks so much for joining us on the Newshour Agenda this evening.
The News Hour at 10 will be right back after the break.
बादलों पे चल के हवाओं से मिलके मैं बनाऊंगा उम्मीदों के पंख कंधों पे लगा के मैं बनाऊंगा मैं तो बनेगा भारत बनाऊंगी मैं तो बनेगा
स्किल स्टील और दिल से बन रहा है भारत AMNS इंडिया स्मार्टर स्टील्स ब्राइटर फ्यूचर्स।
हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट हुए नहीं कि बिल का मीटर चालू और ये मीटर पहले आपके ऑफिस का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस खत्म करेगा और फिर सारी सेविंग्स। पर घबराओ नहीं, पॉलिसी बाजार पे 1 करोड़ का हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 390 रुपए महीने से शुरू। ले लो।
You're watching the News Hour at 10.